Okay, today we're going to be building ourselves a Porsche GT3 Touring, getting it as perfect as we absolutely can. Let's get started. All right, let's scroll down in the configurator to the GT3 Touring that we're going to build today. Here it is over here. I'll start with our standard equipment. And as usual, we've set our background to white. What we're going to do today is we're going to pick ourselves a slightly more stately and elegant color for our GT3 Touring. As we know, the GT3 Touring is meant to be the vehicle you do your long distance traveling in, your daily driving in. The normal GT3, we go for crazy colors. The whites, the blues, the greens, the yellows, the reds, that we make it a little bit nuts. But on the Touring, we want it to be a little bit more stately. At least that's how I feel about it. And so I really wouldn't choose any of the standard colors. I would spend the 10% more. Yes, I know that's enough to buy a house in some places. In fact, it's not even the 8% more on the paint to sample colors, and I would come down and I would pick one of these. Now, for today's example, I'm going to go for the blues. You can pick any color. I want something that is not too primary and not too glaringly out there. I want something just a little bit more stately and a little bit more elegant. So I'm going to pick, and rightly named, Yachting Blue for today's design. I think it's one of the most beautiful colors on the GT3 Touring. I know it's subjective. You would have to pick your particular color, but I really, really love this color. It's not a primary blue. It's got a bit of silver in it. It's got that metallic sheen to it. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful color. And it allows for us to use, on this rare occasion, the red brake calipers. If you look at the red brake calipers on this vehicle with this color, it is very, very complementary. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Pulls through the reds in the brake lights and reflectors, and the red light on the boot lid there as well. It's just perfect. I really, really love it. In this particular color, the silver wheels are definitely the wheels to go for. Don't touch any of the other colors. Now, with the blue as well, we have the opportunity to pull through one of my favorite colors in the 911, which is the chalk beige. So let's get ourselves into the coloring of this vehicle. We're going to get our choice of colors going over here. And we're going to pick that chalk beige interior. We're going to accept that into the vehicle and pull that color through beautifully. Look at that. Absolutely stunning interior on this vehicle, and really complements the exterior vehicle color. You're going to have a look now. See how it pulls through to the blue. Very, very complementary color in the 911s, and quite practical as well. Not as light as the whites, and then not as dark as the browns and blacks, giving us that nice compromise between the two. We've got our 18-way sport seats. They are arguably the most comfortable. Some of you would say, wow, the lightweight sports bucket seats. Yes, in the standard GT3. This is your daily driver. It's not your track vehicle. Yes, you can take it on the track, but it's not your track vehicle. This is the one you want to do long distance holidays on, etc., etc. Don't go for the lightweight sports bucket seats. You will have a very uncomfortable drive. Remember, the GT3 suspension is rock hard already. Not going to be complimenting yourself by putting those seats in. Stick to the 18-way sports seats and you're good to go. Let's extend the leather for that extra 70,000. Let's put leather everywhere throughout this car, getting rid of all the plastics. From an exterior perspective, I think that we want to leave this as it currently stands. It's a matte black on metallic finish. That's your GT3 package. You don't get to do the high gloss blacks like we do in all the other models. And so then we must commit. Let's not go for the high gloss black surrounds, etc. in this, because we can't get rid of the matte black or our surrounds on the vehicle and the fronts and rear. So we're going to stick to matte black throughout, and we're not going to select that on this occasion. I love putting the 911 in the front. I know it's absolutely ridiculously priced. I agree, but it brings through more of the silver elements that we want to pull from those mag wheels through the vehicle. We don't need to change the mirrors out in any way. We don't need to put a carbon fiber roof on because less insulation. This is a daily driver. Go for maximum insulation throughout. This is where I differ from most of my builds. I like to actually put the motorsports decorative stickers on. I think black on this particular occasion, as it pulls through with the black elements on the vehicle, I actually think it's a wonderful addition. It almost just reminds you, yes, I've got the Touring, but this is still a GT3. It pulls it through so beautifully. I really like it. Perhaps it's not a conservative enough option for you. You don't need to put it on yours, but I think it looks absolutely fabulous in the Touring. Just reminds us that this is a GT3 after all. So I'm going to put it on for 15,000 Rand. I think it's absolutely worth it. In this particular case, again, I want to bring in those chrome elements even into the headlights. So if we go for the HD Matrix LED headlights, they bring through for us those chromed elements pulling through from the wheels. Jumping back into our interior, we do want to get the stitching throughout. We're going to pull through. We're going to get that chalk beige stitching throughout the vehicle on the interior. You must tick this button, otherwise you're going to end up with blank spots in the vehicle. Let's make sure we've got all the right things in. From a decor perspective, I think we've got the brushed aluminium already pulling through, which gives that black high gloss kind of element to the vehicle without this concern around scratching. Let's leave that in on this particular occasion. We're not going to change it. We've already got the leather dashboard. The mirror has already been leathered and stitched because of our earlier selections. Remember, this is black. It does look a little bit gray, but that's only on the configurator. It is, in fact, black. Let's put the leather through on the consoles. We're not spending nearly 6 million Rand on a car and not having leathered consoles around the base of the seats. We're not going to put the exterior color on the rear of the seats because we've taken a custom color and they can't do it. What we are going to do, though, is leather up the steering column. Again, we want no plastics in our nearly 6 million Rand vehicle. I would add the sun visors in leather. They are a beautiful luxury option in the vehicle. I always add the aluminum pedals. They're not slippery. Even with wet feet, I've driven in them with work shoes in the wet, and they're absolutely fine there. And let's get our brushed aluminium pulling through into the door sills as well. From a powertrain perspective, we're going to add the lifting system, but we are going to add those titanium exhausts. We don't want black exhausts. We want the silver because the silver is going to pull through beautifully from all the silver elements we have on the exterior of the vehicle. Look at that. Look at pulling from the writing all the way through. Absolutely beautiful with this chrome on the front of the vehicle and of course the chrome pulling through from the wheels. We do not want to change out our red calipers on this particular occasion. Just look at how spectacular they look with that blue today. We'll put the park assist on in the rear. I have no idea why that's not included as standard. I think it's absolutely ludicrous on a touring vehicle. This is probably the biggest shock in the GT Touring, is that it comes with a standard sound package, which is no good in the 911. So we're going to tick that button right now. We must bring a better sound system through. This is your daily, this is your long distance driving. You need better sound equipment. Okay, let's go to full screen and take a look at what we've built here today. You can see how complementary the interior is to the exterior. We've got a little bit of the race elements in the vehicle to remind us that this is a GT3. For this rare occasion, the red brake calipers are so complementary to the exterior of this car. And we have got a GT3 that is going to a Michelin star restaurant this evening for dinner. It looks stately, it looks exclusive, it looks more luxurious, and yet it's still a manual driven GT3. Absolutely love this vehicle. The interior is complementary to the exterior, pulling through a sense of luxury, but sportiness as well. Those rear seats don't add any real weight to the vehicle, but bring into it leather elements in the B-pillars and the surrounds in the vehicle. Just luxury throughout. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, our GT3 build. If you want me to help you build your Porsche of any model or range, please go to my website, www.myperfectcar.co.za. And for the cost of one of the options we ticked in there this evening, I will help you make sure you build the perfect Porsche. Go book an appointment right now.